Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to today's video, which is going to be a good old will I buy it, where I'm looking at all of these new and upcoming makeup releases and sharing my thoughts, what I'm excited for, what I am steering clear of, and everything in between. So without further ado, let's get started. There's definitely a mixed bag today. There's some exciting stuff, some confusing stuff, some intriguing stuff, you know, different vibes. So kicking us off, let's have a look. We've got some sneak peeks of two upcoming quads from Chanel. These are for autumn or fall if you're American, 2024. So we've got at least these two new quads. There may well be more to this collection, but this is what we have caught wind of so far, thanks to Amit Beauty Talk over on Instagram, who has the first glimpses of these Chanel quads and was bold enough to post them for us. So these are both easy passes for me. There's nothing super wowing me about these, and I'm not really a Chanel eyeshadow girl. Okay, typically they just don't give me enough bang for my buck. They're typically not exciting and impactful enough for me, and a lot of the color stories are kind of unnecessary additions to my collection. These feel no different. $3.92, which is that sort of purpley pinky mix. I've definitely got 392 of those already in my collection. So given that Chanel is not a brand that I get really excited for their eyeshadows, that is not going to be enough to tempt me. Okay, I already have those, and in brands that I love more, Natasha Denona, Pat McGrath, I don't need Chanel purples and pinks. Okay, we got them. $3.94 is quite a different color story. That's not a color story I already own, but there's a reason why, and it's that I don't want to. That is the reason. Okay, we've got like a sort of, what would we call, is that a periwinkle? I hasten to say, is it, or did I just want to say the word periwinkle? Who can tell? I'm going to say that's a periwinkle, even though it probably isn't. I just like saying periwinkle and nobody can stop me because there's nobody else here. Okay. And then we've got like that sort of pastel purple shade. Then we've got what looks like a mustard for some reason. We don't know why. And then there's a sort of wilted grass green. Again, for some reason, I don't know where we were going with this. What I will say is top marks for creativity, okay? And for being different, for thinking outside of the box. But sometimes there's a box for a reason, and I don't know what's happening here. I feel like this is a little wild for Chanel, because to me, when I think of Chanel as a brand, as well, in general, but when it comes to makeup, it's a classy, elegant, refined kind of vibe, typically. The makeup is very sort of natural and understated, typically, and this is quite out there for Chanel. So I'll give them credit for trying something new. You know, I can't say $3.92 is too boring, we've already got it, and then tell them off for going crazy. But I do feel like there was a middle ground here and we've missed it. I feel like we went one that we've seen 400 of, and then one that we've never seen before, but with good reason, because I don't know if these colours go together. I don't think they do. I don't know what we would come up with here, and it looks like three of the shades, I don't know. It looks to me like the three shades are sort of mattes or satins, and then maybe that green looks like more of a shimmer. Hard to tell from these early photos, but I'm not sure about it. But what I'm saying is I'm going to be saving my money on that collection. If that's all that's in the collection, thank you, Chanel. I can put my money somewhere else, because no thank you. Thank you, but no thank you. Next up, we have a new powder, a pressed finishing powder from Rare Beauty. And this is a weightless tinted powder that instantly blurs, smooths, reduces shine, and sets makeup with a natural finish, talc-free formula for a diffused cloud effect. Intriguing. That lets radiance filter through. I like that. I like that it's going to let the radiance filter through, because I love the radiance. I don't like any powder that's going to mattify me. You know me, okay? You know me. I'm not a powder girl. I really don't go out of my way to buy new powders. I use one powder for like setting my concealer. I never powder my whole face, never. Doesn't happen. I don't want to. I don't like it. I don't feel I need to, you know? It's just unnecessary for me. So I'm not excited about this. I can't get excited about powders. I know some people, like, powder is a necessity, it's a need. It's not a want, it's a need. I know my oily friends will be beside themselves whenever they see a new powder, but that's not me. I don't really use powder. I can't get excited about this. I do like the packaging. I love the little half moon vibe they've got going on there. I think it looks very nice. I like that it's a big open pan so you can really get in there with a powder puff or a larger brush. It seems to have a pretty decent shade range. We've got some interesting undertones here. We've got some olive undertones in these powders, which we love to see. But yeah, I mean, this before and after is making it look a very matte, heavier powder than I would ever touch with a barge pole. So it's not going to be the one that excites me. If I was interested in a powder, I would highly suggest waiting for a review, but I'm not. I avoid them at all costs. Next up, let's talk about this Natasha Denona Mini Rose eyeshadow palette. So there's some stuff to unpack here, okay? If you were following along for the saga I had with the Natasha Denona Golden palette, you will know that I have decided not to shop from Natasha's own website again, because as a UK-based lady, it hasn't gone well for me. The Golden palette took over, I think, 3 weeks, 3 long weeks to arrive. And despite them being really vague about the dates when it would arrive here, it then arrived 2 days after it launched on her website in all of the UK stockists, and they wouldn't cancel my order despite then taking a further 3 weeks to ship it to me. So it wasn't a pleasant experience, neither from the amount of time it took to arrive, to the fact that then the highlighter palette turned up broken, to the complete lack of any customer service available to me. I vowed to never shop there again. The very next launch that came along, they have released this, so which is this, the Mini Rose eyeshadow palette. It launched on her website on what date? On the 18th of July. As I'm speaking, it's the 24th, so it's been a week almost, and there's no sign of it in the UK, and she hasn't even given a launch date here. She literally had on her stories, when she did all the lists of the countries and the release dates, UK, like TBC basically, to be confirmed, no date, and there still is no date. So I have no idea. This is the problem I have with shopping from Natasha Denona, is it's sometimes available at UK retailers the next day, so it's not worth shopping from her website and potentially it taking a long time to get here. And then sometimes we have this, where a week after it was available on her website, we still don't even know when we're getting it here. So it's very frustrating. I don't know what is going on with Natasha Denona's UK stockists. It's infuriating. I'm getting fed up with it. But that stuff aside, rant aside, back to the makeup. I love this. I think it looks so pretty. It's right up my street when it comes to eyeshadow. This is a type of little quint, another word I love to say. I'm going to say all my favourite words today. And earlier on, I said the word picnic, which I think is my all-time favourite word. So it's a great day. What a time to be alive. But this on paper is right up my street. I think it's so pretty. It's feminine. It's very summer appropriate. It's very wearable as far as I can tell looking at the shades, but I think this would just be so pretty on the eyes. Is it a new colour story we've never seen, especially when it comes to Natasha Denona? No, a lot of her quints kind of follow this sort of very pretty pink leaning colour story, but I think it's beautiful. If it was here, I would have got it. Who knows when it's going to come? If it comes here any day now, I will undoubtedly still grab it. If it takes a lot longer to come, then I won't. What I will tell you, something else that's coming into the mix here, is that there is a midi size of this same name coming. I don't know when it's coming, but it is coming. There is going to be, this is the Mini Rose, there is going to be a Midi Rose. I do know that. I've seen the copyright of the name is coming. So I may just wait for that after all of this. I may just wait for that because Those are a lot better value for money. I do use her midi palettes much more than I do these minis, but I do like to travel with the minis. So yeah, it depends how long it's going to take to get here. I love this. I would have bought it if it had been available here, but I can't bring myself to experience her website shipping to the UK again just now. I need a cooling off period. I'm still furious about it. Next up, Too Faced have come out with some single eyeshadows. These are the Shine Glitter Eye and Face Sparkle, in fact, but I'm not sure, looking at these swatches, where would we put those on the face? Why would we put those on the face? I don't know. Do you know? Tell me. These look very pretty, very sparkly, very twinkly. I do love a really nice sparkly single eyeshadow. That's kind of what I tend to travel with. The Magic Sprinkles shade is exactly what I would love, like a single one and done, just pretty eyeshadow, something like I'm wearing today. By the way, don't look at my eyeshadow. I completely made an utter hash of it, okay? You'll be seeing that video soon. Try not to look at my eyelids. But these look super pretty. They also, I have a fear that they may be very falling on your cheeky. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they're telling me I'm going to feel like it's raining as I'm applying them. That's what it's saying to me, but maybe not, maybe not. I haven't tried them yet. I would absolutely try these. I don't know if I'm going to go out of my way to buy a single eyeshadow like of a champagne nature. I love the Hourglass Scattered Light singles. I have these shades already. So I like these. I think they're super pretty. The packaging looks nice. Do I need them? I don't need them. I don't, being really realistic, I don't, you know, I'm set. So I talked myself out of that. I don't know if you noticed, I started off thinking about it, and then by the end of the chat, I had decided not to. That was a pass from me. I think they might be nice. I want to know how much fallout they have before I even consider trying them. But yeah, I don't need them. They're unnecessary, okay? And that's what I'm saying to myself and you. Next up, this is an intro. I want to talk about this, okay? I want to talk about these Makeup Forever eyeshadow palettes. So these are 6 pans and we appear to have 2 of them, okay? New compact eyeshadow palettes with ultra blendable, buildable shadows in creamy mattes and luminous shimmers for endless looks and all day wear. Oh my God, my husband's just texted me to tell me he's put unleaded in his diesel car. So, goodie, good one, great idea. Anyway, moving on, back to the makeup. We have a very classic warm tones eyeshadow palette of which we have seen a million of, possibly, roughly, at this point. Anywhere Caffeine. This is an easy pass because it's just a colour story that I don't need any more of, let's be honest. The other palette is very interesting to me. So this is Wherever Walnut. I love the alliteration. Thank you so much, Makeup Forever. I just love to see it. I love a bit of alliteration. I love to say things that are fun to say. Wherever Walnut. Yes, please. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe that actually the darker brown is the walnut. I'm not sure where the ever is, but we'll find it. I don't know what's wrong with me either. I'm so sorry. This colour story, I am intrigued by. It looks I can really envision this in my mind's eye being a beautiful look. The looks that they have on the models are not really selling it to me, but I can kind of imagine something really pretty with those shades. Here's the thing, Makeup Forever is kind of regularly available here now. They have, I think, is it Cult Beauty who've picked them up? They completely withdrew from the UK market. I forget when, a couple of years ago, potentially. I'm just making it up. But they fully withdrew from the market and they were only kind of nichely available to begin with. Then they left and now they appear to have come back, I think, at Cult Beauty. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's where they're at. And I just, because they went off my radar for so long, because they were either hard to get here and then impossible to get here, I forgot they exist, and in my mind they still don't. I still haven't forgiven them. I've still not put them on my radar. There are so many brands. I don't know if you've noticed, there's so many makeup brands. So this is essentially a new makeup brand to me because I never really bothered to get involved with them because they were hard to get here. So I kind of feel very on the fence. I don't know if I want to dip into this brand. I don't know if I need to. I don't know if I need or want another brand in my life. I don't know. Tell me, do I? Are you a big makeup forever girl? I've really had my eye on the foundation that I saw is now available here, and I know a lot of people love it. So let me know, is that a brand worth adding to my roster or not? What do you guys think? I mean, we have a lot of brands already. Are they worth trying? Tell me what you think. I don't know, I'm on the fence, but that 6pan Wherever Walnut, it's slightly tickling my pickle. What should I do? Tell me. Next up, we have a new range of lipsticks from Nars. These are the Explicit refillable satin lipsticks, coming soon in a couple of days by the looks of this at Sephora initially. These colours, I mean, I know we have lipsticks coming out of our ears, so you really have to tickle my pickle to get me excited about lipsticks. The packaging I'm loving. We know Nars can make beautiful lipstick formulas. These colours, particularly this first slide, these peachy pinky corals, there's some beautiful colours there. Particularly I'm looking at you, Devious and Dirty Talk. Both of those are speaking my name and looking glorious, and my eye is being drawn towards them. Do I need more lipsticks? No. But have I ever needed a new lipstick since 2005? Probably not. I had a lifetime supply at that point and it's only growing. So I don't need these, but there are some beautiful colours in there that are intriguing me, and I love the look of the packaging. We like the refillable nature of stuff. I love to see that. They sound very hydrating and comfortable. I could be persuaded. They have quite a high price point though. I'll say that for Nars, a $40 lipstick. I didn't see that coming. That seems quite high of a price, but yeah, I could be persuaded by a couple of shades of these. Certainly those two that I spoke about, they look just really pretty, and I can never have enough coral, peachy, pinky shades. I'm not a pink girl, but throw some peach in there, I'm in. Next up, this new eyeshadow palette from Too Faced. This is the Appley in Love palette. I do like a little zhuzhy name. I do enjoy a little pun in a name here, let me tell you that. Nothing about this appeals to me, to be honest, okay? I don't really like that sort of tin packaging that they love to do at Too Faced. Is it still the tin material? Tell me, I don't know. That's not my vibe. I don't love that. These, I think that it's the rectangles that throw me off. I don't know. There's something very visually unappealing about this to me. I'm not sure what it is. It's a very sort of muddled colour story, and I think the rectangular shaped pans always slightly disturbs my eyeballs. You know, I love a good circle or a square. These rectangles I don't love as much. I feel like they're just harder to get larger brushes in and all of that stuff, so they just don't appeal to me as much as other eyeshadow palettes. All around the aesthetics bothers me, so immediately I'm kind of put off by that. It's just not as visually appealing to me. But the colour story, I feel like it's a bit all over the place. Like, what is that random green doing in there? And then everything else is pretty neutral, but then we've also got a bit of a random like sort of bluish silver in there as well. I'm just not sure really where this is going with this colour story. It looks quite confused, and my head is struggling to wrap my brain around it. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know what I would do with this. I just don't see myself using it a lot. I feel like it's just not for me. I'm looking at the swatches and I feel very uninspired, to be honest, when I'm thinking what would the looks look like? What would the looks look to be in the looking mirror? I don't know, to be honest with you. I feel like most of it is just warm shades, and then there's a couple of pops of colour that I don't think I would use from those palettes. So this is an easy pass. I'm not inspired by that. I feel like I'm essentially completely put off and uninspired and slightly fuming about it. I don't know why. Next up, we have some new blushes coming from Nudestix. So these are stacking colour blush balms. You can stack them. I don't know why you'd want or need to. I don't often do that. I don't typically stack things, but I'm open to it. I'm open to stacking. You know, twist my arm, I'll give it a go, sure. So as per Trend Mood, who had her little mitts on these early doors, she says this is a 3-in-1 cream to powder blush balm formula for cheeks, eyes and lips. You know how I feel about a multitasker. Not good. Housed in a magnetic multi-stacking and makeup compact, create your custom cloud colour collection. I don't know what it is about these, but I'm not excited about them. I don't know if it's the stacking, the way everything kind of like comes apart, and I feel like in my paw it's just not going to feel satisfying to hold and use. I don't see, have they got mirrors inside there? If they have, they're like not attached to the product once you open it. So I don't love like the packaging situation of this. I can see a mirror, but it's like it comes off, right? So then I'd have to hold it separately to the blush. That's annoying me. And then the bottom that actually has the colour in it is just this like flat disc, which I don't love either. I'm being very picky and fussy, and I can only apologise. But there's just something not appealing to me about these. The shades look fine, they're not wowing me. We've had a lot of blush come out recently, and I'm really loving a lot of the blush formulas that I've picked up lately. And these, I don't think they have a place inside my drawer. I think they're not for me. I think it's one of these things that someone is looking at these and thinking, oh my God, stacking these, so perfect. The thinner compact is going to be great. Maybe if you're a makeup artist, this is super appealing to you. I imagine if you travel a lot with your makeup, or you have a small makeup bag that you have to kind of take with you on the go, I feel like it's going to be for someone like that, and that's just not me. I don't think I'm going to love these. I'm not really drawn to the packaging or the colours. The formula doesn't really sound like my typical go-to type of formula, because it's that blush balm, cream to powder, not really something I love very often. So all in all, no, they're not exciting me. I think I don't need them, and I don't want them either. Why am I being so rude and brutal today? I don't know. Maybe it's the petrol situation. I don't know what's happening. Last day of school, perhaps. I'm horrible today. I'm so sorry. And finally, let's talk about Pat McGrath's latest offering. So Pat McGrath is giving us 2 new eyeshadow quads. One of these is the eyeshadow quad that I peeped with a little help from my lovely friend Wayne in my previous Will I Buy It? We saw a little glimpse of it in a video with Doja Cat on Pat McGrath's feed, and we talked about what it could be, and now we finally have our answer, and it is not 1 but 2 new quads from Pat McGrath are coming. This is part of a sort of wider collection from Pat, but the rest of that collection is re-promoted products. So we've got some of her blush sticks re-promoted as part of this collection, as well as her, what do we call it? The essence. That is also being re-promoted as part of this collection, but the only new products, new-ish, more on that in a moment, are these 2 eyeshadow quads. So we have Nirvana Nectar, which is the sort of warm gold, very typical Pat McGrath quad, and then we have something a little different. Can you believe it? Was not on my 2024 bingo card from Pat McGrath. What's happening? But we do have a different looking quad from Pat McGrath. This is Opalescent Orchid. So let's start off with Nirvana Nectar. So I did hint to you that these were maybe not totally as new as we might think. So 3 of the shades in Nirvana Nectar were in fact in Pat McGrath's holiday palette. So Jeweled Temptation, which was that really large palette with the blushes in there as well, that featured 3 of the shades that are in Nirvana Nectar. So if you already owned or picked up that palette, you have 3 of these shades already from that one. So that's not so new. It's also, that's not really very different to Pat. I feel like we've had this sort of color story many times from her. This is an easy pass from me. It's in that cardboard packaging, which I don't like very much, or I don't like as much as her more luxurious packaging. These seem to have quite a high price point. We know that when Pat has products on her website, as far as the UK site anyway, before they've launched, the prices shown are not the final prices. They're like before tax, and they're currently was showing, I think, £43, I think, when I had a look last night. So we know that's going to go up, or that it usually does once they launch. So that's a pretty high price point, given that this is the cardboard packaging. And that quad it's not a quad I can really see myself using a lot. I do appreciate that we've got a sort of matte shade, and then that's going to be a really cohesive color story. But that gold, that's one of my least favorite eyeshadow colors. Those really yellow golds, I never use them. I don't love them. The other two shades, shimmer shades, look really pretty, but I have those 100 times over from Pat McGrath already. So that quad is a complete pass for me. The other quad, however, Opalescent Orchid, I can't find these shadow names anywhere else. I've tried looking them all up. I can't find these anywhere else. If you know that these shades are repeats, they've been somewhere before, they've been in a palette before, please let me know which one. I can't find any of them. They do look similar to some shades that she's had before, but name wise, at least, these appear to be new shades. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that one in the comments section, but I can't find the names of these shades anywhere previously, so I'm going to go off that they appear to be new. This is so pretty to me. I can envision exactly how I would use this palette. I would use that sort of the fuchsia, more satin shade all over the eye or into the crease, and use that as my kind of transitional shade, really diffused and really blended out. And then the two purple lilac shades sort of, you know, blended together at the front and then the back of the mobile lid, and then a little pop of green on the inner corner. Already that's how I want to use this quad. That's how I'm kind of envisioning this. It looks so pretty to me. I'm grateful that it's something different. I also think there's a good couple of options in there for sort of a one and done, really pretty look, and these finishes look stunning. I'm excited about this quad. I will absolutely pick that one up. The other one is an easy pass. I've already got those shades from Pat and they're just not my favorites anyway. But that quad, I'm just really happy to see something a little different from Pat McGrath. That yes, there is a pink in there, but the color story overall and the shadows, I think that's so pretty, and I'm just glad to have something a little different, especially a green. Who thought we were going to get one of those ever again? I love the look of that. What I will say is, while this appears to be the palette that was in the shot of the video with somebody doing Doja Cat's makeup, you can see the corner of that palette is definitely the Opalescent Orchid palette. However, this is not, I don't think, what is on Doja's eyes, is it? And in that video right here in this still, because this is just where you can see the palette the most clearly, in this still, the makeup artist is doing Doja's highlight, but she does sort of put her finger, she is tapping her finger on Doja's eyelid there, and actually Doja's eyelid is quite matte, and that is not this quad. In my opinion, that is not this quad. I don't know what that is, but it is Mothership time. Okay, it's Mothership time. Usually we see her Mothership palettes come out July, maybe in a week or so is usually when we see her Mothership for the year come out, and we haven't seen anything or heard anything about it yet. However, lots of people were asking Pat McGrath on her social media, when's the Mothership coming? Are we not getting a Mothership this year because she's launched these instead? And she was replying to those comments with like, watch this space, coming soon. So it looks like we are still getting a Mothership. It looks like it will be coming soon. So you may want to hold out for that. You may not, I don't know. I feel like if you want the Opalescent Orchid quad, I would probably not wait. I think because it is something different and we've all been screaming for something different from Pat McGrath for so long, it's definitely at risk that it may sell out. I don't know. Pat McGrath launches have not sold out quickly for a long time, so I don't know, but I wouldn't hang about if you really, really want that quad, because there is definitely more chance that it will sell out than there is the other one, which we've all seen a million of. That will undoubtedly hang around. I don't know how many of these she has available, But yeah, I wouldn't hang around if you really love that one and you want to wait for the Mothership palette, because who knows how long it's going to be, who knows what that may look like. It may be another palette of pinks, we don't know. I'm really praying it's not going to be, so that the people who've been clamoring for something different from a Mothership will be finally have their prayers answered. We'd love to see that for everybody, but it will be coming soon. So you just need to think to yourself, these quads are like half the price of a Mothership. They're not as good value for money as a Mothership. So think about it. Do you want to spend almost 50 of your English pounds, half of what the Motherships will usually launch at with the discount that we usually get on launch day? Or would you rather save that half of the Mothership from when the Mothership launches anytime now? That's what we need. We need to be thinking smart, people. We need to plan. We need to think ahead. You know what I'm saying? There's always something more exciting around the corner. Things to consider. But I myself will 100% pick up Opalescent Orchid and give you all of my thoughts on it. I can't wait. I'm actually excited for that. It is something a little different for me to be excited to use. So watch this space. But there you have it. Those are all of the new and upcoming makeup releases that I have been checking out in the last couple of weeks. Please, I beg you, let me know your thoughts on these new releases. What are you excited for? What is an easy pass? Is there anything you've got your eye on, or is it all just more of the same to you? Please let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. But thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I would love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.